Some Guinness World Records are the product of brute strength or a moment of extreme exertion. Others come from lonely determination and years of isolated dedication and practice. Stunt rider Jake Semtex knows all about the loneliness of a long-cherished dream.
The longest wheelie ever recorded so far was actually done by a chap called Yafuyuki Kudo of Japan. He done a wheelie for 205.5 miles. I'm one of 2 people in the world who can wheelie a supercross track or a motocross track and superbikes as well. All this adds up to giving myself the skill, the judgment and the determination to be able to wheelie a bike around a circuit for over 200 miles.
5 years of preparation have gone into Jake's assault on the world endurance wheelie record, but a long and perilous road lies ahead. If he is to realise his dream, Jake will have to ride on one wheel for up to 6 lonely hours. As the marathon begins, it's a test of mental as well as physical stamina and fraught with moments of difficulty.
Our 3 main problems are refuelling, the cornering and the weather. If we get over each one of those in succession, we're there. It's going to be ours.
If Jake is to make the record, he will have to refuel the bike in motion at least 4 times.
We have to actually refuel the bike while we're doing a wheelie at 50 miles an hour. This routine has never before been attempted by anybody in the world. My crew member pulls beside me in our pickup truck and he actually leans across, he undoes the top on the tank and he pumps fuel into me as we're actually wheeling. And as I look down, my foot peg on the motorbike is actually 6 inches from his knees.
Jake was offered several choices of refueling methods but insisted that this was his tried and tested manoeuvre. He's now approaching 2 full circuits, 8.3 miles, but in order to beat the 205-mile record, he will have to complete over 47 more laps.
There's a lot of mental strain and a lot of physical strain doing this. For 6 hours you still have to hold on to the bike, you still have to use the throttle, the gears, the brakes, everything a normal motorcycle rider would do for all this time. Your legs still hurt, your back still hurt, and you have to concentrate solely on what you're doing. You can't let your mind wander. You have to keep focused, you have to keep straight. Boredom does set in sometimes, but when you're doing a world record, there's a lot on it. It takes a split second to cock up. If you're going around a corner and you've got the bike leaned in and I think of something else, it only takes a split second for the wheel just to drop that little bit too much and you can't bring it up again.
It's an unimaginable ordeal, but Jake's inspiration comes from a chance meeting 13 years ago with a motorcycle hero.
The first time I met Dave Taylor properly was we did the first ever wheelie competition at the British Motorcycle Federation rally. Dave Taylor was judging it and I thought, oh, we've got to impress here, and I actually won the competition. Unfortunately, Dave won't be with us to see this world record. He died some years ago of an illness, and if I do succeed in this world record attempt and if we do get the world record, I'd dedicate it to Dave Taylor, because if anybody's there, or anybody should be there, it's Dave.
42 miles down and it's time for Jake's first refueling manoeuvre. As he drops to 50 miles an hour, the support truck has to exactly match his speed. There are no pit stops allowed and the refueling must be executed on one of the straights before the bike has to corner. This means there are now under 2 minutes to complete this hazardous procedure and the clock is running. It calls for precise coordination and timing. Jake is dangerously close to the side of the truck. The slightest contact could lead to disaster. First, the fuel cap is removed. The refueler mustn't knock the bike off its line. In the truck's slipstream, Jake is wrestling to control his attitude. This calls on all of Jake's concentration and experience. He has to maintain the wheelie, but also has to get as close as he dare to the side of the truck. The throttle control required to maintain the wheelie makes it near impossible to remain in a constant position. After several abortive attempts, the fuel nozzle finally finds its home and the petrol can start to flow. The support team are now frantically pumping fuel as the corner approaches. Once the petrol is on board, Jake knows he can relax a little for another 10 laps. But something's wrong. He's down! With the tank still open, Jake is being doused in petrol. One spark and it could become a fireball. He's moving. He looks to be okay. And the paramedics and support team are quickly on the scene. This is a crushing blow for Jake after 5 years of preparation. But he still manages a wry smile.
Can't believe this guy, can you? You know they say there are ups and downs too.
Amazingly, despite the impact, Jake suffers just bruises and a badly grazed hand. Looking at the action replay, we can see Jake edging back with the fuel line still lodged in the tank. His teammate can't extract the nozzle in time. Jake, still attached to the line, is pulled sideways and crashes to the ground. It's remarkable that he's not more badly injured.
No pins and needles this time. Yeah, just cheesed off more than anything. You know. Oh well. Let's see if we can get the bike going again yet.
It'll be a while before Jake Semtex can once again take on his long-cherished world record.
Only 192 miles short. Was he all right?
He was okay, and by the time we left him, he was back on his bike. But it shows just how difficult that record is to break.
And 53 parachutists come together as they plummet towards the Earth.